What makes a film a blockbuster film? Regardless of genre, director, or the actors, the majority of these recent films have one thing in common: visual effects. Visual effects take films to the next level and create beyond the limits of human imagination. To do this requires a skilled group of individuals willing to dedicate themselves to their craft, which is what thousands of artists have done in Hollywood. However, these artists are being exploited, struggling especially over the last decade with minimal credit. Without the tireless work of visual effects artists, films would not be what they are today and would have never grossed the billions of dollars they did in cinemas worldwide. The VFX industry in Hollywood is being exploited, both in terms of time and compensation. However, this situation can be rectified through collective efforts. If changes are not made, VFX artists may be compelled to go on strike, which could lead to a significant drop in production value.
It used to be that you'd have a script and you'd storyboard it and you'd have all 3 acts, and then you'd go out and shoot. But nowadays, they often start shooting without really knowing what Act 3 is going to be, and you know, it's really hard to have a fixed bid and a fixed deadline when the studio and the director haven't even agreed on Act 3 yet.
It's like we build 500 shots, say, for $10 million or so, and that's what it is.
We'll hire up based on the contract, and then sometimes things just change. The making of a movie is not a precise science. There are creative issues in a movie as it's being done. During the post-production process, and sometimes even during shooting, the movie starts to evolve.
If the movie extends and we suddenly have to work for 3 months more or 4 months more, from the studio's perspective, they paid us $10 million for 500 shots. But from Rhythm and Hughes' perspective, now we're paying for the same artist for 3 more months that we have to continue paying their salaries. There's no other source of revenue other than coming out of Rhythm and Hughes' own pockets.
One key issue that has arisen between production and post-production is the disconnect between the director and visual effects teams. Additionally, directors often do not understand the work that is required to pull off amazing visual effects. An example of a director unknowingly hurting his visual effects crew time and time again is Marvel director Taika Waititi in his work with the recent Thor movies. In a July 2022 video interview with Vanity Fair, Waititi and actress Tessa Thompson playfully criticized the visual effects done in his recent film, Thor: Love and Thunder.
The atmosphere there has a darkness like no other.
Okay. Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually. It doesn't really, right? When you look close.
Does it need to be more blue?
Well,
you know,
no.
But does he look real?
No, none of us.
Does she look
Something looks very off about this. But no, he changed
To put hundreds of hours into a VFX project and for the director to mock his own crew's work is unacceptable and creates a toxic working environment. Including Waititi, all Marvel movies have transitioned onto bigger and bigger things, now highly dependent on visual effects to keep adding to their previous work. A few examples of this are in Spider-Man: No Way Home and Avengers: Endgame.
The construction site where the battle takes place? 100% CG.
There was actually no Infinity Glove, no battle raging around him, and no Thanos looming over him. Just RDJ's pure talent.
The inciting incident that raised the issue of this exploitative treatment with the public was the case of visual effects house Rhythm and Hughes and their phenomenal work on 2012 film Life of Pi. In this piece, one of the 2 main characters is a Bengal tiger named Richard Parker. Contrary to what audiences may have thought because of its lifelike appearance, Richard Parker was computer generated for more than 85% of the entire film. The primary VFX house on this project, Rhythm and Hughes, was a company known for the great treatment of their artists with good pay and above average benefits. However, with millions of dollars out of Rhythm and Hughes' pocket from Ang Lee's undercutting visual effects budget, they were forced to file for bankruptcy after the project was completed. After all of this hardship, Hollywood wanted to sweep this issue under the rug. At the 2013 Academy Awards, Life of Pi was nominated for 11 awards and won 4. When Ang Lee won the Academy Award for Best Director, he thanked many on his team but neglected to mention the people who made this film possible, the VFX team from Rhythm and Hues.
With all 3,000, everybody worked with me in Life of Pi. I want to thank you for, I really want to thank you for believing this story and share this incredible journey with me.
Later in the night, the same film won the award for Best Visual Effects. Supervisor Bill Westenhover and several others from their company approached the stage to accept their award, and Westenhover decided that this was the perfect opportunity to mention the problems that had been plaguing the visual effects industry of Hollywood for long enough.
Finally, I want to thank all the artists who worked on this film for over a year, including Rhythm and Hues. Sadly, Rhythm and Hues is suffering severe financial difficulties right now. I urge you all to remember.
44 seconds after they approached the stage, they were played off by the Jaws theme, proving that no one in the film industry cared to listen about the experiences of exploited VFX houses. Now, there have been several proposals for improving treatment of artists, with 2 ideas at the forefront. First is unionization. Joining a union will give VFX artists more rights in the workplace and towards their future projects. With pay as low as it is for visual effects work, one thing that could also help artists feel valued would be getting residuals from their movies.
I've never gotten a residual for anything I ever did. Nobody up there did that did the work. So what we got out of that movie is what we made from doing the work and the bragging rights, whereas, you always hear Tom Cruise and all the big actors, I'm working at scale and only taking, X% of the back end. At least they have the back end. Right. George Lucas and Francis Coppola, at least in the early days, spread out back end to all their keys.
They gave bonuses, right? It wasn't necessarily a written thing, or was it?
Craig probably answered that, but also on Matrix, Keanu Reeves gave his visual effects crew a bonus, a very hefty bonus that they split. That's the only time in all the years I've ever heard of visual effects people getting anything.
In an era where visual effects can make or break blockbuster films, it is crucial to treat VFX artists fairly. This can be achieved through unionization, private participation, and, very importantly, by directors gaining a deeper understanding of the VFX process.